Gout Gout, 18 years old. In April, he ran faster at the 200 meters than Usain Bolt ever did as a teenager. The sprint world had one response: prove it against an Olympic champion. June 10th, Oslo. The proof is due. On April 12, 2026, something happened at the Sydney Olympic Park Athletics Center that the sprint world was not ready for. Gout Gout, 18 years old, ran the 200 meters in 19.67 seconds. That single run did three things at once. It broke the world under-20 record, erasing the previous mark of 19.69 seconds set by American sprinter Arion Knighton. It made Gout the 16th fastest man at the 200 meters in human history, and it put his name on a list that belongs to legends. Consider what 19.67 means in context. Usain Bolt holds the world record at 19.19 seconds. His official under-20 record was 19.93. Gout just ran a quarter second faster than the greatest sprinter who ever lived at the same age. The numbers do not lie. What makes it stranger is the jump. Before that April afternoon, Gout's personal best sat at 20.02 seconds. He cut 3/500ths off that in one race. In track and field, athletes hunt hundredths for years. Gout skipped the process entirely. This was not his beginning. It was a confirmation. At 16, Gout had erased Peter Norman's 56-year-old Australian 200-meter national record, a mark that had survived since the 1968 Mexico City Olympics. At 17, he appeared at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, reaching the 200-meter semifinals as one of the youngest athletes ever to compete at that stage. He was knocked out there. That loss was stored, not forgotten. A week after running 19.67 in Sydney, Gout stepped onto the track in Brisbane and won the under-20 100-meter title, clocking 10.21 seconds. He was not just fast in one direction, he was proving range that coaches spend careers trying to build. Usain Bolt, who still holds the world record at both the 100 and 200 meters, responded. He offered no flattery. He offered a warning. He told CNN that the danger at this age is distraction, that the spotlight grabs young athletes and pulls them off the path. At that young age, because I was there, you start getting put left and right, and then you forget track and field, Bolt said. Hopefully, he has the right set of people to guide him. Bolt does not say that about athletes he does not take seriously. Letsile Tebogo is 22 years old. He was born in Botswana on June 7, 2003. He is the reigning Olympic 200-meter champion. He is the first African athlete in history to win an Olympic gold medal in the 200 meters. His personal best of 19.46 seconds, set at the Paris 2024 Olympics, stands as the fifth fastest time ever recorded at that distance. It also set an African record that still stands. Tebogo was a prodigy himself. He broke the world under-20 record in the 100 meters at 18. He won back-to-back gold medals at the World Under-20 Championships in 2021 and 2022. He competed at his first senior World Athletics Championships at 19, reaching the semifinals and turning heads on a stage where grown men dominate. He then reached the final and won silver at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest and bronze in the 200 meters the same week, before arriving at Paris the following year and putting everything together at the exact right moment. He lived through the exact pressure Gout now faces and came out the other side with an Olympic gold medal and an African record that may stand for a decade. His 2025 season had edges to it. At the Tokyo World Athletics Championships, Tebogo was disqualified from the 100-meter final after a false start. He regrouped and qualified for the 200-meter final, but finished fourth behind Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarek, and Brian Lavelle. The gold slipped away. But earlier that season, Tebogo had shown exactly who he still is. He won the 200 meters at the Diamond League meetings in Doha and Eugene, running a world-leading 19.76 at the Prefontaine Classic. He remains the second-ranked 200-meter sprinter on the planet. A fourth-place finish at one championship does not change a 19.46 personal best. Tebogo has already said publicly that Gout has the potential to be one of the greatest athletes in history. He respects the teenager. He has also spent 4 years learning how to operate when everything is on the line. That is what Gout has not yet done at this level. Respect and competitive edge are not the same thing. On June 10th, Tebogo will bring both. The gap on paper is real. 19.46 against 19.67 is 21 hundredths of a second. At the 200 meters, that is a significant distance. Tebogo is faster by personal best, more experienced by every measure, and competing on a circuit where he has already won twice in the past 12 months. The Oslo Diamond League is the Bislett Games. It is one of the most storied one-day athletics meetings in the world. When sprinters come to Bislett Stadium, the sport pays attention. This is not a tune-up. This is the circuit that answers questions. For Gout, June 10th is his senior Diamond League debut. He had appeared once before on the circuit in a restricted under-23 race at Monaco in 2025. Oslo is different. There are no age brackets. There is one race, one result, and the man in the next lane holds an Olympic gold medal. The field beyond Tebogo is not a formality. Alexander Ogando and Courtney Lindsay are both competitive at this level. Nobody walks off the track at a Diamond League meeting having run badly and calls it a win. The entire field in Oslo is built to push. If Gout beats Tebogo in Oslo or finishes close enough to make the margin uncomfortable, the ceiling conversation goes global immediately. Sponsors pay attention to Diamond League results. Coaches around the world study them. The narrative shifts in real time when someone unexpected finishes near the top in a senior final. If Tebogo controls the race, nothing changes in the long arc, but the media shifts, and Gout is forced to answer new questions before a more experienced field. Both outcomes advance the story. That is what makes this race impossible to ignore. Oslo is also just the opening chapter. Both athletes are confirmed for the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene on July 4th. 2 races, 2 chances to establish who leads this rivalry. The 2026 Diamond League season began in Shanghai in May and runs through the final in Brussels in September. Every result in June and July feeds directly into that championship calculus. The sprint world is currently in the middle of a handover. Noah Lyles won the 200-meter title at the Tokyo 2025 World Athletics Championships. Tebogo finished 4th in that final. Gout was eliminated in the semifinals. The Tokyo order was clear for that day. But single championships do not define sprinting careers. They define moments. What redefines careers is what happens over seasons. In April 2026, Gout Gout ran 19.67 seconds. That time would have earned him bronze at the Paris 2024 Olympics. On paper, on that day in Sydney, Gout ran faster than Tebogo's 2025 season best of 19.65. The World Athletics Ultimate Championships in Budapest are set for September 2026. If Gout competes there and reaches a final, the story accelerates further. Every result on the Diamond League circuit this summer directly shapes who lines up where in Budapest and who enters that final with momentum. Oslo and Eugene are not standalone events. They are qualifying arguments for a seat at the table in September. The gap between a sprinter's first ever sub-20 run and their absolute peak often spans multiple years of grinding competition.